Whoa! So you want to know how to fly a fucking plane? Okay. Well, here you go. This is how you fly a fucking plane. In Arma 3, with Ace enabled. It's not much different if you don't have Ace enabled, it's just like the G-force and shit, but whatever. So, step 1. Turn on your engine. That's how you get the thing moving. Once you're in, turn on your engine. Yeah. There you go, now you can move. So, you can use your scroll wheel to change your flaps. You can do flaps down and stuff, but one piece of advice I'll give you is never do that, because you'll be like trying to do your flaps, and then, ooh, oh no, I accidentally clicked the eject button because I scrolled too far, and I was in a dogfight or something, and then you'll eject, and then your team's like, what the fuck are you doing, moron? But yeah, so when you're using Ace, you're going to want a pilot helmet, as well as pilot coveralls. Pilot helmet especially because it reduces the amount of effect you get from G-force in general, so you can turn sharper angles and stuff. But on the movement aspect, it's left shift to throttle up your engine. So at the top left you can see the engine icon. It's 0 to 100, so 100 is the maximum throttle, 0 is no throttle at all. So you press shift and then that'll make it go. Hold Z. Hold shift to make it go up, hold Z to make it go down. You can also use X, and you can see that kind of flutters out my wings a bit. That is my air brakes. That'll slow you down tremendously. It's useful for landing, sharp turns, all that good stuff. You've also got, like I said, for flaps, control scroll wheel. Don't ever use it normal scroll option. Do control scroll down to move your flaps down. The flaps are completely down. Flaps are halfway up, and control scroll wheel once. Yeah, scroll wheel up to move your flaps up. Scroll wheel down to move them down. While holding control, of course, you've got your lights, L, and your collision lights. I forget what the keybind is for that, but you don't really need those a lot unless there's multiple air assets. And it's dark. Q and E. Q, you can see my back wingdings, yeah, that's the technological term for it. The back wings are moving. And I press E and move that way. And this will just help you rotate. So, taking off, you want to always have it flaps halfway, so control scroll down once. That'll help you take off a bit faster, especially useful if you have a short runway, a heavy plane. I'm just going to press shift a little bit to get some speed to have a move. I'm just going to pull myself up, I'm going to tap myself at the start of this runway. And obviously you can press F to cycle through all your equipment. So this A164 or A20 Thunderbolt, or Ace, has quite a lot of equipment. It's got its Gauss cannon, it's got AA, bombs, and ground. All that good stuff. Flares is C. If you want to cycle through flare modes, press Control C. So you can see at the top right, it's gone burst to single, so I can shoot one flare. I can shoot a burst of flares. Okay, now I'm at the runway. Also, one more thing, but there's a mode you'll see if you're not that good at landing called autopilot or auto land or something. Never do that. It is awful and it'll crash into mountain. I don't know why they made it, or even added it. Okay, so our flaps are halfway up, our engine's off, we're on the runway, and we're ready to go. So, why not take off? Let's go. I'm just going to throttle all the way to the max, because we got to get off this runway. Flaps are halfway down. So I gain more speed. Every plane has a different speed where they start from. About 200 is usually the good mark. I'm not playing, you can hold S. Move you up. Let's move you up. W will move you down. It's the kind of way of the nose. So the nose will go forward. That's an F. W. But the nose will move backwards. That's an S. And then you turn with A and D. Q and E is kind of like, you don't really want to use Q and E to turn that much when you're in the air. It's like micro moves, because as you can see, if I just press E, turn it, and it's going to jump back, which is very stable. Now you're up in the air, you can press G, your gears. You don't want your gears out while you're flying, it slows you down, it's a bit shit, it doesn't work for you. And I can also break with flaps. Flaps can also be used to control speed pretty well while you're in the air, and it's just a nice little experience. But usually once you're in the air with a plane or a helicopter or something, you can fly pretty nicely. It's not that hard. Landing is usually the hardest part of it. So I press Control right click to open up my little camera here. Not all planes have this, I don't think, but most of them do. So with this, you can see targets on the ground. You've got night vision thermals and normal vision. You can press Control T to area lock or point lock. An area lock is just on a location, so you can see it's kind of locked onto that point and it's not going to move. It's going to keep there relative to my location. If you get a vehicle, you can click point lock on it and it will keep a direct lock on that vehicle. Even if the vehicle moves and you're moving, it will keep relative to it. And then you can cycle, if you press F at the top right, you can see laser marker. Left click to turn that on. If you have Control T down, that's where your laser's going to hit. So this is very, very useful for guiding bombs. You can also do it unguided if you're not too familiar with this system, but I recommend you try it out and learn it a bit. My terrain settings are a bit low, as you can see. It looks a bit shit, but whatever. So, I'm going to try drop a bomb on, let's say, that lighthouse or something. So we got that. Also, your square brackets. Brings up your cameras, your radar, all that good stuff. I'm just going to cycle through my bombs. Also at the top left, when the speed is red, it means you're stalling, which you don't want to happen that much. If you're high enough altitude, it shouldn't really matter. Okay, so we can see it's got like a dotted circle there, that's where our laser is. And it's got a circle with a line coming off of it, and at the bottom of that is going to be another circle. I'm just going to click drop a bomb there, because it's about above it, and that should hit that directly. So when you've laser guided something, you want to hit it as directly as you can with the bomb, but don't worry about getting it exactly on target, because your laser will move it for you. Which is pretty cool. So we can go ahead and try hit this. There you can see this big circle at the bottom is where my bomb will drop. That's dropped it directly on that laser, pretty much. Yep, so even without the laser, that probably would have hit about that location. But yeah. Also another useful thing for flying is double tap Alt. It gives you free look. And double tap it again. Lets you move with your mouse. Moving with your mouse, I find, is very useful for getting pinpoint locations on targets and stuff. So if I say I wanted to gun run, let's go over here and gun run this little military base, or the firing range. Let's go to the firing range. Gun run that real quick. So if I say I wanted to gun run the firing range, Q and E as well as the mouse movements can be very useful to gun run it. Actually, fuck it, let's just hit these are closer. So I double tapped Alt, I'm going to move, reposition a little bit, Q and E a little bit. So double tapping Alt, very good for micro movements as well as a Q and E, but you don't want to do that just for flying unless some people fly like this. I don't find the appeal in it because it's a lot of mouse work and it's a bit iffy. So missiles, you got your AA missiles, press T to lock onto people, to enemy jets. You got your HE missiles, which are dumbfire usually, in almost all cases. Then you got your AG missiles, which are lock-on ground missiles. So if you see a tank somewhere, press T to lock onto it, and it will fuck it up once you're locked. And then you press left click and it'll. Okay, now for landing. So for landing, you need to find your landing strip. Say we want to land here. What you can do, if you're not that experienced, or if it's just nice, I do it sometimes as well. Draw a nice line to line yourself up. You can see this on the GPS. If I bring my square bracket, it's a very nice lining up point for you. So you don't go off course, like you don't go here and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta go here. But landing is a very precise art, especially in fatter jets. It's a bit spooky. If I didn't have the pilot helmet on, by the way, there, I would have died from G-force, or at least passed out. But in most planes, when you pass out from G-force with base on, or like auto fly just forwards. This is a bit of a shit now. But I'm just gonna de-throttle. but very shit though. Air brake. You want to always have some power in your engines. Put on my gears because I am a fat driver. Air braking very useful for slowing down. You see, I was 400 a second ago. See, I haven't got enough throttle here, so I'm in danger of hitting the floor early. I didn't. Throw. You don't want to hit the ground too hard, so you might want to pull up last second, touch down, get de-throttled completely, holding my air brake still. Flaps are at lowest to slow me down the most. And there we go. I'd like it. And now you just want to taxi yourself. Raise up your flaps if you want. Just want to taxi yourself to somewhere. This one. Some Q and E to move on the ground again quite easily. You can also use the mouse. Move. Might double tap it alt again. Get out of free look. That's where I taxi yourself. Usually you follow these yellow lines to taxi. Who gives a fuck for that, right? So yeah. That's how to fly a plane, guys. If you didn't already know for some reason. Epic tutorials, more coming soon. Wow. About that. If you have any questions, fucking tell me. Use I can fucking comment and stuff.